Hi everyone, welcome to Winpoint Online Classes. The last session we have discussed Coulomb's law. In this session we are going to discuss vector form of Coulomb's law. So objective of this session is to learn vector form of Coulomb's law. Let us start the discussion. Now we have the equation for Coulomb's law. The equation is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square. F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square. This equation, it is giving magnitude. It is magnitude only. The r is the distance between q1 and q2. It's magnitude only. We need to convert this equation into vector format. What we can do here? The simple method is multiply this magnitude using a unit vector. So it will be vector f equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square into r cap. This r cap is the unit vector. This is the simple method. But we need to discuss the same in detail. We are going to discuss that. Before starting discussion, you need to have some basic idea about vectors. We will start with basic. From this class, I am sure you are going to write the vector form alone. Okay, this is very simple method. You need to concentrate in the class. Okay, let us start the discussion. First, we can discuss the basic. The distance between q1 and q2, it is r. It is a distance. For distance there is no direction. It is a scalar quantity. When we are writing the equation in vector format, you need to consider displacement, not distance. So there are two displacements. To q1 from q2, to q2 from q1. I am using to first, then from. To from, that is a technique. Okay, so we are going to write that distance. First we are considering the displacement to q2 from q1. Displacement to q2 from q1. I am using to first, then from. That's a technique. To from. First we are using to. Distance to q2 from q1. r21. So r21 is displacement to 2 from 1. Displacement to 2 from 1, that is r21. What about r12? Displacement to q1 from q2, r12. r12 is the displacement to q1 from q2. Okay, so r12 is the displacement to 1 from 2. Okay, so r21 and r12. You need to learn this one. r21 is the displacement to 2 from 1. r12 is the displacement to 1 from 2. Okay, we need to use vector notations also. It is vector r21 and vector r12. Now let us discuss force. There are two forces. Force on q1, force on q2. Force on q1, it is F1. Okay, force on q1, it is F1. Force on q1, it is F1. What is the reason for this force? Who is exerting this force? Q2. Force on q1 because of q2. Force on q1 by q2, it is F12. The second force on q2, it is F2. Force on q2 is F2 because of q1. Force on q2 by q1, so it is F21. So these are the factors, these are the quantities which we need to learn. We need to learn how to write these values. Then it will be very easy. Okay, here if we are considering displacement here from q1 to q2, displacement is r. q2 to q1, displacement is r. So we are not going to find the magnitude here. We can directly, the magnitude of this displacement is r because the distance is same and we know the distance here. So displacement is r. Magnitude of displacement is r. Okay, so all these values we need to learn how to write this value. Okay, force on q1 by q2, vector F12. Force on q2 by q1, vector F21. Vector r21, displacement to 2 from 1. Vector r12, displacement to 1 from 2. Okay, 2 from, that's a technique. Okay, now let us write the vector form of Coulomb's law. There are two charges, q1 and q2. Displacement is r. Magnitude of displacement is here, it is r. First we are writing Coulomb's law in vector form using unit vectors. When we are selecting unit vectors, we need to select the unit vector in the direction of force. That's the thing you need to learn here. When we are selecting unit vector, that unit vector should be in the direction of force. Let us say these two charges are positive charges. Okay, first we are finding the force on the charge q1. What is that? F12, right? F12, force on charge q1 because of q2. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square, it will be the same. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square. Here the displacement is r. Okay, the magnitude is known to us, so it is r. Which unit vector we can use here? It is a charge q1 and q2 is exerting force on q1. This is the direction of force. So we need to consider the displacement also in the same direction, to q1 from q2. To q1 from q2. So it is to q1 from q2, it is r12, right? R12 to q1 from q2, r12, unit vector r12. Similarly, f21, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square, it will be the same. Now we need to consider the unit vector. This is the charge q2 and q1 is exerting a force on q2. This q1 is exerting a force on q2 in this direction. This is the direction of force. So we need to consider the displacement also in the same direction, to q2 from q1, to q2 from q1. So 2 from 1, it is r21, unit vector r21. This is the method we are following to write the vector formula. Now let us change this equation. For changing that equation, change means we are going to write it in detail. For changing that equation, we are considering only one force here, that is F12. F12, vector F12 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square into unit vector r12 cap. What is unit vector? For example, you have vector A. How you will find the unit vector along the vector A? Class 11th topic. The equation for unit vector is vector A divided by magnitude of vector A. So here the unit vector is r12, unit vector r12. What will be the equation for that? Unit vector r12 equal to, it will be vector r12 divided by magnitude of vector r12, right? What is the magnitude of vector r12 in this case? The distance between q1 and q2, it was r. The magnitude is r. So we can write vector, unit vector r12 equal to vector r12 divided by r. This is the equation for this unit vector. Now we are writing the same equation, this equation. Instead of this unit vector r12, we can change it. We can change that value using the equation, using this equation. Okay, so it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square into, instead of this unit vector, we are using vector r12 divided by magnitude of vector r12. This is the vector form of Coulomb's law. Instead of this magnitude of vector r12, we can use r. So it will be f12 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r square into vector r12 divided by r. The reason is magnitude of vector r12 is r. Here you can see r square and r. R square into r is r cube. So we can write vector f12 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r cube into vector r12. This is the vector form of Coulomb's law. Vector f12 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r cube into vector r12. We are using r cube. This r cube is the magnitude of the vector. Using this equation, we can make equation for f21 also. Just rearrange it. Okay, so it will be f21 equal to 1, vector f21 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r cube into vector r21. Instead of this r cube, if you want to use magnitude of vector r21 whole cube, that also possible. Then equation will be f21 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by magnitude of vector r21 whole cube into vector r21. Here what will be the equation? Vector f12 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by modulus of magnitude of vector r12 whole cube into vector r12. You can use any of the equation. These are the equations these equations are the vector form of Coulomb's law. So we have discussed vector form of Coulomb's law, and in that session the distance between Q1 and Q2, the value was known to us. So it was not having that much of complications. Just imagine we don't know that value. We don't know the distance between the charges. Then what would be the equation? That we are going to discuss now. Before starting this discussion, you need to be very familiar with triangular law of vector addition. If you don't have any idea about that, don't worry, we are going to discuss that first. Here you can see a triangle. This is AB, this is AB, and it is BC. AB and BC, these are two vectors, and these are the sides of a triangle. The third side of the same triangle, the direction is opposite. The direction is opposite. A, B, and AC is in opposite direction. Then the resultant vector will be the third side in opposite direction. If we are considering two vectors as the sides of a triangle in the same direction, the third side in opposite direction, that will be the resultant of the two vectors. So from here we can write AB plus BC. Sum of that vectors will be the resultant vector. So we can write AB vector AB plus vector BC equal to vector AC. This is triangular law of vector addition. We are going to use this equation. We are going to use this concept in this session. We are considering a coordinate system x and y. This is x and this is y. This is the center O. Okay, and we are considering two charges. One is Q1, second one is Q2. We don't know the distance between Q1 and Q2. Instead of that, we have position vectors. Position vectors of Q1 and position vectors of Q2. This is the position vector of Q1 and this is the position vector of Q2. It is vector R1 and vector R2. The position vector of Q1 is vector R1. The position vector of Q2 is vector R2. It is given in the question. Direction is also given. It is a direction. Okay, vector is having a direction. It is the direction of that vector. The distance between Q1 and Q2, we are just drawing a line. It is the distance between Q1 and Q2. Here we can see that this is the distance between Q1 and Q2. Now, we are giving a name for this distance. It is delta R. Delta R is the distance from Q1 to Q2. Okay. Now, we are going to write the equation force acting on Q1. We are going to write equation for force acting on Q1. Force is acting on Q1, right? Force is acting on Q1 because of Q2. So it will be F12. When we are considering force, the displacement also should be in the same direction of the force. So we are going to find the direction of force in this case. Both are positive charges. Here you can see that both are positive charges. Force on Q1. Force on Q1 because of Q2. Force is on Q1 because of Q2. Q2 is applying a force on Q1. This Q2, it is exerting a force on Q1. What is the direction of that force? Yes, it will be the direction, right? It will be the direction. You can see the direction here. That is the direction of force. Then we need to take the displacement in the same direction. So this is the direction of displacement to Q1 from Q2, right? To Q1 from Q2. We are marking the direction of displacement. Here, can you see a triangle? Can you see a triangle here? The sides R1, R2 and delta R. In this triangle, we are going to apply triangular law of vector addition. R2, delta R. This R2 and delta R both are in same direction. R2 and delta R both are in same direction. The R1 is in opposite direction. R1 is in opposite direction. So according to triangular law of vector addition, we can write R2 plus delta R, vector R2 plus vector delta R equal to vector R1. It is triangular law of vector addition. From that, can we make an equation for delta R, vector delta R? Yes, vector delta R will be equal to R1 minus R2. Okay, here the value of vector delta R is vector R1 minus vector R2. So we are going to substitute that value here. It will be F12 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by vector is R1 minus R2. We need to take the cube, magnitude of this vector and cube. So it will be magnitude of vector R1 minus vector R2 whole cube into vector r1 minus r2. It is same as the previous equation. Instead of r cube, we are using magnitude of vector r1 minus r2 whole cube. Instead of vector, we are using the same vector, vector r1 minus vector r2. This is the equation for force acting on charge 1 because of charge 2. Now let us write equation for force acting on q2 because of q1. You can directly write it from here. Just rearrange the equation. Instead of r2, it is r1. Okay, just interchange it. But we are going to derive that also. F21, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, q1, q2. Okay, we don't know these values. How to find that value? We need to find the value of delta r. We are considering the same triangle. Okay, first we need to find the direction of force. Force is acting on q2. Force is acting on q2 because of q1. So this is the direction of force to q2 from q1. Okay, this is the direction of force. Here we are marking the direction of force. Now just observe this triangle. We are going to apply triangle law of vector addition. There are two vectors. The two vectors are in same direction. Can you see? Vector r1 and vector delta r both are in same direction. The third side r2, it is in opposite direction. We are going to apply triangle law of vector addition. It will be vector r2 equal to delta r, vector delta r plus vector r1. From that, can we make an equation for delta r? Vector delta r equal to vector r2 minus vector r1. Okay. Then we are substituting this value in the previous equation. The first equation, f21, vector f21 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2, magnitude of r2 minus magnitude of vector r2 minus vector r1 the whole cube into vector r2 minus vector r1. This is the vector form of Coulomb's law, and I think you have clear idea about vector form of Coulomb's law now. Thanks for watching. The next class we are going to discuss electric field.